Portraying the life of Marilyn Monroe, the Netflix movie Blonde is definitely turning heads. Here's everything you need to know about Netflix's Blonde, biggest controversies. Assault scene. Marilyn Monroe, in addition to being one of the most popular stars of all time, and still being an absolute sensation today, had one of the most mysterious lives we have ever witnessed. No one truly knows what happened with Marilyn Monroe and what tragedy occurred. However, attempts have been made by many people to fully uncover everything that went wrong in her life. The movie Blonde is also another attempt to unveil the mysterious life of Marilyn Monroe. However, while the movie has been well received by some people, there's a certain portion of the audience who thinks that the movie took a few things too far and even portrayed a few things incorrectly. First and foremost, one of the scenes that received widespread criticism from fans and critics alike was the sexual assault scene. In the movie, Marilyn Monroe is portrayed by Ana de Armas, and there's a very graphic scene where Marilyn is assaulted by the actor playing John F. Kennedy. In the movie, after the assault scene is over, Marilyn Monroe is shown waking up in a hotel room, where she's surrounded by a lot of secret agents and is heavily drugged. She's then dragged into the bathroom. However, according to some people, this is far from the truth. In reality, it was reported that Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy had an affair which was entirely consensual. It was due to this affair that Marilyn Monroe even sang Happy Birthday for John F. Kennedy at Madison Square Park. According to a historian who has studied Marilyn Monroe's life quite extensively, Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy did have a fling for some time, and while JFK seemed to consider it as just a fling, Marilyn Monroe got seriously invested in their relationship and started relying on him. Their relationship culminated with Marilyn Monroe feeling betrayed, since she did not get the level of seriousness that she wanted, and this was badly portrayed in the movie through a scene which created a lot of controversy. Well, before we get into more details about the biggest controversies of Netflix's Blonde, if you're liking our content so far, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to stay updated with news about your favorite celebrities, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications button so you can get notified every time we post a new video. Not doing justice to Marilyn Monroe's character. The movie Blonde has received a lot of backlash from a lot of people, and one of the major reasons behind this is the director's overly sexual portrayal of Marilyn Monroe. While Marilyn Monroe was and still is a sensation, the movie only portrays her as someone with an excessively high sex appeal, which overshadows the actual plot of the movie. Moreover, not only does it not shed an appropriate amount of light on Marilyn Monroe's life, it's also perceived as being disrespectful by fans of Marilyn Monroe. What makes the situation a lot worse is that the director is not bothered by the widespread criticism that the movie is receiving, and has not made any statements to justify the creative thought he had before making Marilyn's character overtly sexual. Aside from being too graphic, it seems like the director made the movie extremely distasteful for a major chunk of the audience. Do you agree that the fact that Marilyn Monroe's character was just focused on her sexualization rather than the content of her life? Let us know in the comments. Talking fetus. In addition to all the backlash the film has received for being too graphic, there was also a lot of misinformation regarding pregnancy and miscarriages. Movie critics have particularly pointed out one scene from the movie where a fetus is seen talking to Marilyn Monroe right before her miscarriage happens. While the metamorphical meaning behind the scene might have been understood by the audience, once again, this scene was not done in a tasteful manner. People pointed out that the scene might have been extremely triggering for certain people who have had miscarriages, and thus should have been handled in a better way. However, the team behind the movie has argued that the scene had to be done in this way to show Marilyn's longing to have a child, which was her way of rescuing herself. Considering the laws regarding reproduction, the topic should have been approached very cautiously, but it seems like the directors completely missed the mark when it comes to being tasteful. Marilyn's father. Even though Netflix has made the movie itself, it was revealed that Netflix was scared to release the movie, which makes absolutely no sense, considering that they were the ones who made it. The movie derives its plot from a book that describes Marilyn Monroe's life, and the book itself is deeply flawed, with a lot of fictionalization of things that happened in Marilyn Monroe's life. Marilyn Monroe was raised by a single mother, and spent a large chunk of her life in trying to contact her dad and figure out who he was. Even though Marilyn had speculations about who she thought her real father was, she found out the truth a lot later in life. However, according to the movie, Marilyn Monroe's father tried to contact her on his own. This is quite controversial since it shows that Marilyn's father was not extremely irresponsible. What other things did you find controversial about this Netflix movie? Do you think they did a terrible job of portraying Marilyn's life story, or is the criticism that the movie's receiving a little unjustified?